Okay, doing a Zen mirror. Uh, Zen board is pretty much, standard board, just needles. I'm trying to record more games where I lose, so hopefully this will be a loss. But who knows? We do win the die roll, so we get to go second. I think it's still generally correct to go second in this matchup, just because of the tempo. Also, the main thing that you worry about going second is that your opponent just turn one transcends, which is like worst case scenario. But you generally just get more looks at your deck. Here I'm blocking with spinning wheel kick.
Biting breeze, look at that.
I want to leave a 3 block in hand. Oh, actually, they're not on needles. Oh, this runs on me. Interesting. That's actually pretty good on turn 1. I wonder if they're going to do anything else. They might. Opponent's thinking real quick. I've gone back and forth on this card. I think it's definitely good in the Zen mirror, but against most other things seems kind of suspect. Like this when Zen was in the game pre-ban or pre Bonds ban was a lot better. Now I'm not sure. They're pitching a Transcend card, which is really interesting. I feel like with their hand, I almost would have turn 1 transcended.
They might have drawn the transcend card.
They might have drawn it, but they still could have. I don't know what their last. They might just have a transcend card in hand. Here, I'm actually just gonna overblock this since we're under this round's on me. My main goal is to set this up in Arsenal potentially, or if it's our only blue and we draw a transcend card, just transcend turn 1 and maybe pop Kasayo. Pushing damage into this round on me doesn't really do anything. So I think I'm just going to block like this. We're going to overblock a little bit just for the sake of filling our graveyard and also kind of digging deeper into our deck. Harmony I think is better than an average card in our deck, so that's why I'm holding on to it. This is kind of interesting. This is all attacks, so our needles will come in for even less, and it means they can also block with 2 blocks, which is not ideal. I think we're incentivized to Harmony here, just because we either filter a random card from our deck, or we can hit something crazy off the top. I don't want to Art War just to pocket it in Arsenal. Although, like, I've gone back and forth. Sometimes, like, it is honestly better early game to just put a blue in Arsenal. I'm not in love with this hand. I think we're going to YOLO. We get a Swamp, which is fine. And then we'll just come in for 0. Or for 1. Yeah, so this game is not going great for us so far. We do have Art of War over our opponent, which is something. But they are more likely to have a Transcend card just based on how they pitch their Sacred Art. I mean, if I was them, I would try to play the Sacred Art as soon as possible just to get Traverse online. But maybe it's contextual. Maybe they had something better in their hand. They have another this rounds on me, which I think is okay for us because we're just focused on transcending. So when I played against this rounds on me in Zen, one of my rules is I want to try to overblock and then just focus on doing the setup plan of like setting up levels or like setting up a Zen state token against them. They haven't transcended yet, so we are... Okay, they're double. This is fine. Is this even good? This is like a this is a very interesting. Okay, so they do have the transcend turn 1. That's fine. So we're not going to be able to do pretty much anything next turn, which is fine. So they're getting bonds, which means they have probably some kind of descendant in hand. And again, since we are under the this round's on me next turn, basically all of our cards do nothing. So in that case, what I'm thinking about with Stir the Pot is making a Zen State, just because they now have the kind of tempo in terms of like their setup. So I definitely want to keep levels. I'm thinking of blocking with Chase the Tail here. And I'm not going to block with anything else because they're probably going to go decently wide this turn. Yep, and here's Descending Gust Wave. We do want to just keep a random 3 block in hand. Oh, well, okay, sorry. We don't need to keep a random 3 block in hand. I will always just used to people running double needles, but it doesn't matter here. So here, I think we do want to just hold on to two blocks. So maybe we're blocking... I think we actually just don't block this and see what else they have this turn. I want to play around CNC is the main concern. So you get bonds, and then they're targeting the Mauling Chi. So since this is a chain ender, either they're going to waste their Mauling Chi and not play CNC, or this is just like the biggest bait of all time, which is funny, which would be hilarious if this was. So I'm actually more incentivized to block out here, but we should probably block the Mauling Key at the end with like Descendant plus Tiger Swipe. And then on our turn we go levels, Stir the Pot, make a Zen State, and then if they want to try to pop off their Zen State, I think I'm fine with that. Yep, so we'll let the bonds hit. They could also not have Art of War. So us arsenaling this is actually pretty good through this rounds on me. I do think seeing them all 3 this early, I can't tell if it's good or bad. I'm not sure. So they probably have 1 card to pitch for this, and they have 1 card they want to arsenal. So this could be Art of War. We don't know for sure. They're pitching a red. Okay, interesting. So here, we'll block here. Our graveyard, we have 2 Descendants in graveyard, which is ideal. Tiger Swipe is fine. Yep, so this is just going to be a setup turn from us. This rounds on me has basically done... I don't know how much work it's done. It's hard to evaluate. It's been a decent... Because our turn 1 was 1 damage, basically. And then here we'll do... I don't actually know if we want to draw a card off levels. Maybe we just pump it. And it makes sense state. Or go again. Maybe we can threaten CNC if we do go again. Maybe that's the argument. I'm not thinking much about damage because I'm expecting them to maybe block Traverse here.
Why not?
Why not do this first is because I don't think any of the modes on here matter.
Why not just like Swam, pitching levels, get it out of your hand, and then don't give them the option to traverse strides? You just cheat and make a Zen State.
That's pretty fair. I'm going to still do this because I committed to it, but that might actually be more right. I'm going to choose go again just to threaten like CNC from Arsenal or something. I think this is basically equivalent.
It does not matter.
Yeah, I'm just going to pitch this, make a Zen State. So now we have the traverse tempo, kind of. Yeah, we set up a Zen State, so if they want to try to do anything, they have to do it through Zen State. This hand is good. This is a very good hand. We'd have to get super lucky to do triple bonds here. Because we'd have to draw a Descending Gust Wave off the Art of War. So this actually is a hand that can do triple bonds. It's just a question of what we would draw. Like, we need to draw. We need to break the chain in order to put this in the graveyard and then tutor the other bonds out of our deck. Or we just naturally draw into the third bonds, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, but like I said, we have traverse tempo here, so we basically have like the kind of first pop off turn. I think that's pretty valuable in the matchup generally. They have a Passover, but we don't have anything.
You're Descendant.
We have
two
Descendants.
So yeah.
Interesting. They shuffle and redraw that. That's funny.
Oh, they pitched Path.
Okay. Well, this is why you make Zen State, because now their Tigers do nothing.
They could have Art Or.
They could have Art Or, but again, this is like not necessarily a turn you want to just Art Or. Like, I don't know if you want to Art Or through. Like, you have to have a specific hand to want to Art Or through a Zen State. We are behind on life by about 10.
They have 3 Tigers in their hand right now.
So they have 3 Tigers. They're tuning for another card. Do they have another Chi? I haven't been paying.
Yeah, they have 2 Chis.
Yeah, they have one more Chi.
So 3 Tigers, 2 Chis, or one more Chi and some other card.
We'll let this hit because we don't really care. Sorry, do you mind if I undo that? No. So there's always like a back and forth on whether or not you want to commit traverse early versus like letting it, because we could get super punished by them having like a CNC. So we know that one of their cards in hand is a Chi, and we know how many Tigers have they played? They played one other Tiger, so they have one more Tiger in hand. And then, yes, so they're going to IP themselves with a Tiger if we block. So I'm going to block Traverse here, I think. We could get punished, but they could also just like pass priorities, I guess what I'm concerned about.
Are you going to block the Strides on something?
Yeah. So worst case scenario, it's Chi and then Chi and then CNC. But then they won't have an arsenal. And then we'd have to give up one of our bonds, which is maybe okay because we can just fish the other one out of the graveyard. So yeah, we're just gonna commit. If we get punished by CNC, it's hard because they can just arsenal the CNC anyways. You know what I mean? They make their own Zen State, which is fine. Oh, yeah, actually, that probably is something I maybe should consider more. But I still think we have to go off on this hand. Yeah. I think it's still right to go off here. So, because we have another way to make Chi in our hand and we have a blue, I'm fine starting by pitching the inner Chi here. So we'll do buff, banish. Okay. We're golden.
I think you do 100 Winds and Transcend.
Yeah, I think we do 100 Winds, Transcend. One small problem is that we don't have Kasai anymore, so we don't generate resources. But I think this is still worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, yeah, no, I think it's just...
You're going to draw more cards, though.
Yeah, we're going to draw more cards. So again, I think we're in an okay position here, especially if this card is an Art of War. This rounds on me in the beginning of the game were very interesting. Looking at their graveyard, the graveyard's pretty good. They got Descendant Bonds already in graveyard. It's a pretty good position to be in. We're going to pass over now, banishing... I'm pretty sure it's just their bonds, yeah. They can obviously preserve tradition, which is like, I don't ever play around that. But it has been known to happen.
Now you Art Or.
And now we get to send Gust Wave. Now we Art Or. So we're set up here with a double Art War, which is great for us. It means we can fight through the Zen State and still basically have like a normal Art of War turn. There might have been some consideration of banishing like E-Strike there over whatever I banished. I banished Tiger. No, I think that's fine.
Do you just do Descendant and then do Bonds, Descendant Bonds, something?
So thinking on my line, I'm going to do Descendant Bonds. We're going to get our other Descendant, which costs 1, so we need to pitch this. Then we'll get... What do we get off the second? Oh, wait, we should actually close... Yeah, we should close the combat chain now, actually.
Makes sense.
Yeah, to get 100 wins in Graveyard. That's actually good that we thought about it. It's good we thought it through before we actually started doing stuff.
Yeah, so you do Descendant Bonds, 100 wins.
Pitch 100 wins at some... Pitch this blue 100 wins at some point.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah, I think we want to end on Command and Conquer just to fight through their... If they... It's kind of interesting. If they don't...
Command and Conquer for 8, it's still a break point.
Yeah, it's still... Well, it would only be for 7. But they don't have 5 armor. They only have... Yeah, so they have to give us a card anyways. Yep. So this is actually working out pretty well for us. And then I don't know what E-Strike is doing this turn.
We Arsenal it.
I guess we just Arsenal it.
It's a fine card in Arsenal.
Then we get our 100 wins. Yeah, so this is a really good turn. It does feel bad to go off through Zen State. I think we should have thought about that a little bit more, but like I don't think there's anything we can really do about this, and this is still like a very good turn. It was made a lot better by drawing the second Art of War, for sure. And they are going to try to go off here, or I assume they're going to try to go off, and then they have to give us one more card. Yeah, this makes sense. But this is still a pretty good position to be in because we have our Zen State up. Still.
And they only have 6 cards instead of the 7-card hand.
Yeah. So this is most likely Bonds. Oh wait, they don't have the Bonds in Graveyard. So what do they get out of Graveyard? They have other stuff they can get out of Graveyard. So they tutor for Bonds here. We're just eating this damage, I think. I don't know how much we want to fight through the Zen State, but I think this is like early enough where I think most likely our turn is going to be E-Strike, Arsenal, something. Just so we can push damage through Zen State easier. It's probably going to be Harmony and Arsenal. So the question is, I guess, what are we blocking with here? We do want to block this Maul and Key because we know it's at the end of the combat chain. They have a Tiger in hand. They have 2 Tigers in hand. So it could be Chase, Tiger, Arsenal. Yeah, we're seeing this damage, though. We'll be a little bit patient here. Oh, and they don't have Art of War. I just noticed that. That's very good for us. But this is still Tiger, Chase Tiger. And then do this. So there's no disruption we actually have to worry about. So I think we can now start blocking now. I think we definitely want to block with the 200 wins because those are pretty low impact here. So we'll do 1 here. Or actually, sorry, I want to block the Maul and Key with the, yeah. So we want to block the Maul and Key with the 200 wins because, you know, the 1 damage slightly matters. Then they have Tiger for 3. They don't have Shoot Go Up, which is good because their Zen State soaks more damage.
A question I have is why not? Oh, because they have a Zen State.
Yeah, because they have a Zen State. I don't want to like push a ton of damage through Zen State. Like
makes sense.
We can push an extra 3, but we can block 5 basically.
That makes more sense.
Is my logic. And this is Tiger Swipe. This will make 2 Tigers. The 2 tigers don't do anything because there's no Ardor. Well, I mean, they wouldn't do anything with
They would
Ardor.
make Mauling Key come in for an extra damage, so if you block...
Well, it would only be an on-hit extra damage. Because we're going to block this anyways, right?
If you block here...
No, I think it's wrong to block here. I think we take 3, right? They get 2 tigers and banish. They play tiger. Then they do Monkey, then we double block it. And then our plan is to E-Strike for 7, which turns into 6, and then Arsenal the Ancestral Harmony. For seeing 3 this rounds on me in the first like 2 turns, we're kind of still in this game. I don't know.
It didn't have that much of an effect.
Yeah, I don't know. This rounds on me is like a card I go back and forth on. I think it was a lot better like when Zen was like just absurdly broken with 9 bonds and all the other shit, but now it's like, I don't know, there are other decks in the format. I'm not sure if this is like necessarily like Zen's still very good, don't get me wrong. He's probably still the best deck in the format. But I don't know if his representation has necessarily gone up because of the bans. We are effectively about 6 points ahead of them in terms of life. Because we have Shuko, so which is 2, so our life totals are even, and then we're sending 6 here.
Claim victory.
Yeah, no problem. They're just taking their time. Mauling Key is another card I go back and forth on. I think the card is kind of... The reason I don't run it is because I like having my Chain Enders be Disruption. Oh my god, this hand's really good. I like having Disruptive Chain Enders like CNC.
Is it good? Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, this hand's nuts. Goes to go Harmony, Homage, Art War. Oh, actually, wait.
You Swamp.
I don't think Swamp does. Well...
You can Harmony, Gidchi, Swamp, Ardor. Never mind.
Never mind. That's also another Disruptive Chain Ender that I like. We can still do stuff this turn, though. It's just not, like, good stuff. Yeah, we do have to commit these 2 cards to blocking here. Not really a choice. This is also why I like just having, like, 3 blocks in the deck. Because there are a lot of Weakest Link running around, not just in new, but just in like other crap as well. So I think we do Fish with Harmony and see what we get. The problem is we're not getting a resource off this. So this might honestly just be like Zephyr Needle, pass, Arsenal Ardor. I don't know if I want to... The problem is like we don't have a resource to Ardor because of the Weakest Link. I wonder if there's actually an argument to just eating the Weakest Link there.
They would take Ardor and draw a card for sure.
Yeah, but they would IP themselves, and then we would have Swamp plus Bonds in hand. Huh. That might have actually been correct. We're going to start with Harmony, though, and see what we hit. Maybe we'll just get lucky.
Okay.
We do get lucky. We can do the chase line into a Zephyr Needle. That's probably correct. So I don't know if we would have actually won this game, or I'm maybe talking a little bit fast here. We do get Chase the Tail here. And we'll do Tiger.
It's a shame it doesn't make a resource.
Yeah, it's a shame it doesn't, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Do Chase. I also didn't really check to see if we have Chase in the deck. I assumed we did, but
If you didn't, I think you just get 100 wins or something like
we
that.
get spinning too. There are other things, but I probably should have checked. So we're gonna send 4 into 4. No, because we still have Shuko up. So it's 4 into 4 into Needle. That's pretty good. I mean, we just catch him with the no block. Oh, yep.
Nice.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty interesting game.
What happened to I Hope You Lose?
I did. I was hoping to get a recording where we did lose. Maybe I'll try to record another one today. Oh, they want a rematch. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you will lose this one.
Yeah, maybe I'll lose this one. So I will go first. We still want Needles going first. I've debated just using Kakara if I go first, but I don't know. Seems suspect.
You got really lucky on that Harmony turn. I think the correct thing maybe just is let them eat Art War, and then Harmony Transcend Swamp.
Yeah.
That's actually probably way better.
So this is an interesting first hand. We definitely want to Arsenal this to try to find a blue for a later turn. I think the play is going to be Descendant Gust Wave into 100 wins and then Arsenal this. The reason I don't play Flusterfist, well, first of all, I want the Descendant in the graveyard. Second of all, I want the Flusterfist in the deck in case we do swamp stuff. And then third, if we end on a go again, they don't know how much more damage we're going to represent, so they're disincentivized from overblocking. Which means that they could potentially like not dig deeper into their deck based on the 100 wins. But most likely they'll, if they want to filter their hands, they'll overblock the 100 wins, assuming that I'm going to Arsenal. But that's kind of like what I'm thinking about when I'm setting up turn 1. Okay, they block with a 2 block. Makes sense. It's a blue 2 block, which is interesting, which means they might not have a Transcend card in hand, or their hand might just be all blues. They block with bonds. Makes sense. So we've only filtered them by 2, but we filtered by 3, which is ideal. Oh, this hand's fucking nasty.
Is it?
This hand is nasty. Bittering Thorns, who cares? This hand's nasty, like very good hand. We'll just get to Arsenal and Art of War at the end of the turn. Okay, well we, oh actually, that's pretty bad. So here, this might be a situation where, God, I hate doing this, but maybe this is a situation where we block 7 armor. Our graveyard is fucking terrible, though. Well, it's actually, no, our graveyard's pretty good. So our choices are either give up Shuko, block here, and then Transcend Arsenal Art of War. That probably is the most sane play. The most insane play is to potentially just give up all our armor on turn 1. We make a Tiger, and then we have a 6-card hand, but we have an Art of War, and then 2 Harmonies. The third option is we just Rising Sun, Setting Moon, try to draw another Transcend card, and eat the 7 damage off the Art of War. I'm going to tell them I'm thinking. What do you think here? My personal opinion is maybe Shuko, Harmony, levels.
You should do whatever you think is best, but I can tell you what I would love to see.
You would like to see 7 block and
I would love to see the insane play, but I don't know if that's good.
Fuck it. Alright, here. I'm going to showcase a game that we lose. I think that this is like the absolutely insane play.
They give grain. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, if they have grain. If they have grain, I scoop. Yeah, this is... Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I don't know. This is the most interesting play. They have grain that tips the scale. God bless them. They're probably thinking, like, what the fuck are you doing?
You don't get a resource off of Rising Sun Setting Moon, which does.
This is probably wrong. Like, I'm saying this ahead of time, but then we're just gonna hit 2 bonds off the harmonies and we're gonna be fine. Alright, we hit a harmony. Not ideal. We'll start with Rising Sun Setting Moon. We will bottom the tiger because we can make a new tiger. Okay. I'm already regretting my actions. Okay, so...
Yeah, this is terrible.
You recommended this.
I wanted to see it.
That's fair. Okay. We can harmony again.
The correct thing for sure was Shuko, and then the...
Yeah, I think it was. But we're showcasing a game where I lose. We'll do another harmony. YOLO. We hit our 3rd harmony. Not ideal. Let's do levels, pitch, Zen, pitch. I think we just have to luck into a bonds or like a descending gust wave or some thing.
Yeah, this is actively the worst possible.
Yeah, this is like terrible. Why did you recommend it?
Because it was so cool.
We're gonna get a bonds in the hopes that we can just YOLO draw.
You might just have to scoop this one up.
Oh!
Oh, hold on.
Hold on, we're still in this game. This hand's just fucking stupid. Alright, this is the, okay. Buff, banish. God, if we had waited, oh my god.
Oh my god, never not punish.
Never not punish. We're gonna try to draw into a blue because, you know.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so stupid. It's terrible. This is still bad.
No, this is still good because we banished the bonds, we drew into Descendant Gust Wave, and we could transcend this CNC at the end of it. We get 100 wins.
Luke, game revisit.
Oh, hello, Philip. That's our cat. We will now stir the pot. Or actually, we can... Yeah, we'll stir the pot. Why not? Alright, we'll now Descendant Gust Wave for 7. Yeah, this is wrong. But who cares? It's cool. Fuck it. They're probably like, are you fucking kidding me?
This is bad.
Was it though?
It ended up being fine because you got really lucky, but like...
Yeah, this is like actually bad. Like, do not do this.
This is just gambling. Hey, buddy.
Oh, they're just gonna eat the... Oh my god.
What do they lose? Aspect of Tiger?
Weakest link.
Sure. Who cares? Oh, this is so stupid.
So we're gonna do needle, needle.
Why not do Descendant, 100 wins, needle, needle?
That's the... I mean, that's... They ultimately know that I'm gonna be needling this turn.
Needle at the very end.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
That was very dumb.
I can't believe that that didn't punish you.
Me too. Have they not transcended this game? I don't think they have.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense. They are blocking with strides. Maybe we suggest they have Ardor.
They need something.
They do need something. They have to block this with something. They block with CNC to pop. That makes sense.
Alright, Versal Pass.
Well, we do have them to 1. This round's
Strong.
on me.
That's actually kind of bad for them.
A little bit.
You have 2 spinning wheel kicks.
Yeah, the spinnings are gonna maybe bonk him here. Alright, they finally transcended, which is good for them because they can now defend and make his end state. I don't know. I haven't been sold on this card by anyone yet. Someone can persuade me. I don't know. But it is I don't know if I've just gotten lucky against it more times than one, but I feel like every time I see this card I'm like, oh, it's probably fine for me. So since they're at I think we should just play through this end state because even though okay, they're just scooping it up. That makes sense. Alright, they want to run it back one more time.
Yeah, this third one, don't do something that stupid.
Okay. They want to go first this time. Sure.
I think they should. Should you go first in this matchup?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Alright. Why do you think so?
I think
hand of all time.
you just get to see more cards and do more things. Like, by the time they see 4 cards, you see 8 cards. Okay, so
Ew.
they're just gonna pass here.
Ew. He's drooling all over me.
Gross.
Hate him.
So here we want to set these 2 up in graveyard, pitching this, arsenaling a blue so that we can transcend early. Transcend early and transcend often. We'll do aspect. Debating if I want to give a needle here. I don't think I send both needles just because it's potentially risky. I think we will give them 1 needle. See if they want to get a card out of their hand. If they don't block this, we'll send in the 2nd needle. And we'll just play the Crouching Tiger for lulz. Arsenal pass. We see another Art of War. They see Transcend. Not ideal. Again, I'm trying to do this live instead of like pre-recording videos just to like see if we can get more losses to show you kind of like what went wrong. But I'm too good at the game apparently. So.
You should have lost that last one.
Oh yeah, for sure. They get a Tiger Swipe. They have an Art of War this turn. We'll take the 3 here and see what they do. They go Tiger. Probably swipe. So we don't really care as much about... So I think we do want to block with Tiger Swipe because we have no way to make a Tiger. But we don't really care about them generating the Tiger. Like, they could have, like, Mauling Key or whatever, but that card sucks anyways. So, we'll block.
What does Mauling Key suck?
I just don't like Chain Enders and Zen. Like the pros of that card are that it is very good on a 2-card hand because you can go blue Kakara into 5. They have CNC as well. We're kind of fine just eating the CNC though, I think. I maybe should consider blocking differently on the Tiger Swipe, or I maybe shouldn't have blocked at all.
Could your turn just be Dagger, Dagger, Chase? Arsenal, Art of War?
I think that's pretty alright. I don't even know if I want to... I'm not even sure I want to Arsenal, or I want to play the Chase out, just because they now have the Transcend priority, basically. So... This is a tough one. I definitely should have blocked differently on the tiger swipe there. For some reason I was thinking they couldn't CNC, but they definitely can. We'll block 3 here, I think, with the goal of Needle, Needle, Arsenal, Art of War. Just so we can threaten CNC. Actually, we might even not do a second Needle, based on what they do. Because then we can like pretend this card is a CNC. Yeah, so they got us pretty good there, but it's a blue Descent Gustwave. It's not the end of the world. We'll start with 1 Needle, see what they do. So I'll see if that. So I don't know if this is gonna come back to like bite me in the ass, that Descending Gustwave, because we basically lost like 1 damage on this turn. I'm actually just going to pass priority here instead of sending another Needle. Like, we are losing 2 damage, but I don't want to like give them Traverse, and like this is kind of why I block earlier in the combat chain as opposed to later. Especially when I have like the Art of War. It's just because of like how the whoever's basically kind of pops off first has like the advantage basically. So here we see our first Transcend card, but we don't have any blues, which is obviously not ideal. And the only way we can get a blue is by
It was really good that you didn't send anything after the dagger.
Why?
They're pitching Orion.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily, like, that good. Part of me almost wants to just block whatever they do, and then, like, maybe I'll play around with CNC again. And then just IP myself with Drop in the Ocean. I don't think that's wrong. I don't know. I don't think I played this game particularly well. The Tiger Swipe block was probably wrong.
A potential stupid thing you can do, I guess it's bad, because it would rely on you having to draw blues, but you could block with Strides and then Art of War pitching a red. Oh, well, they might have.
If they fixed my hand here, that would be awesome. We might be doing this Art of War not on the pop-off turn, but just to filter our hand to try to set up our Traverse. That might not be wrong. They have 1 more Tiger in hand. We could also just try to go off through this runs on me, but I don't like that either. This is a rough spot to be in when you have... I'm going to think through this real quick. This is kind of a rough spot to be in when your opponent's transcended before you and like you just don't have the blues to line it up. I think I'm blocking with Bonds and with the goal of... This is so weird. I almost want to like give Strides just so we have a card to banish to the Art of War. And then we can try to find our blue off the 2 draws.
That was like my immediate thought.
Let's try this again. I don't know if this is right. So I think we do start off by pitching a red, and it's probably going to be Tiger Swipe just because we want to banish the Tiger, is my logic. And then maybe Bonds draws, maybe we draw into Descending Gust Wave and we can do some stuff. So start with that. We'll do buff, banish Tiger. Alright, that's good.
That's really good. What do you have in your graveyard? Oh, you have Aspect.
Yeah. So let's start with the 100 Winds because that is our source of go again, and we can drop and preserve on top of that. So the 100, so we're basically negating the this round's on me this turn. This round on me is actually pretty rough this turn. We do want to send CNC at the very end, so we're probably going to do Descendant, grabbing Aspect, making a Tiger. Yeah, so we can basically do Descending Gust Wave into the Chase Aspect line, finishing with CNC. That's about as good as it gets, honestly. And they're blocking with armor early. So an interesting thing, you know, New Zen players maybe do not know, is that you can wait for the damage to apply and then drop in the ocean your attack after the damage is applied. You can also do it after the link resolves and there's still a target on the stack, or on the combat chain rather. So we're going to pass reactions, and then we're going to wait for their damage, for their life to tick down. That's how I can tell on Tileshire. Then we're going to do drop preserve. For what we're preserving, I think it's just we're going to put a red Descendant back in the deck. Because we want the Chase and the Aspect both in the graveyard still.
You want a resource.
Yeah, and I think we will gain... No, I think we'll gain both resources just because we can also weave in the Zephyr Needles. I didn't actually consider that. So this is about as good as it gets when you're behind. Yep, so we'll take 2 there. Or they'll take 1 there. We will then... We have to tutor now. So we get our Descending Gust Wave. There's also maybe an argument. So if they didn't block with Traverse, there's maybe an argument to not CNCing and just set up Zen State. But because they blocked Traverse, they're now...
you shouldn't do that.
Oh, whoops, yeah, sorry. I was talking and not paying attention. Yeah, so we should get Descending Gust Wave here, obviously. Double Bonds does not do anything. We should get Descending Gust Wave, and then we'll start with Descending Gust Wave. This round's on me is going to get a pretty good amount of value this turn. Interesting. I don't know about these blocks here. I mean, I guess it depends on what their hand is. Maybe they're assuming that we don't have...
It makes CNC a lot better.
It makes CNC a lot better. Oh, they want to Zen State this too. Oh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. We're still going to go through with our bonds stuff because it'll still come in for 3. And then we'll do I think the same plan, honestly.
You don't want to send needles at this point then.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh yeah, because the needles don't come in for anything anymore. Yeah, that's funny. I forgot that the needles aren't getting buffed by Art of War, but this round's me is still debuffing them. Huh. So we played a red last turn, or last thing, so I guess we'll do this now. I wonder if there's actually an argument to just sending CNC here. They didn't block with Stride, which is interesting. Maybe they're just scared of this turn. Huh. I almost wonder if we pivot instead of doing the chase line. No, but the chase line's still really good. It's just not as good through a Zen State. I want to see if my thought is almost we make a Zen State for them.
You make a Zen State Arsenal to Tiger.
Yeah, that's almost what I was thinking. We send CNC, make a Zen State Arsenal Tiger. That might be better than trying to just like... I do want to send CNC for sure. But I think... So the chase line is basically doing... So it's going to do 3 because of Zen State into 4. Well, actually, wait. Do we play a 1 cost? So we would actually get 4 full value from this. So it'd be 7 value here. And then we finish on a CNC. As opposed to setting up our Zen state. But we can also just set up a Zen state using our traverse on their turn if they want to pop off. I think it's still right to maybe not Zen state here, just because we can get the armor block and then Zen state.
It's probably right.
So I'm going to do Tiger.
What does Shuko say?
The next attack action card with 2 or less space. So it would pump the next Tiger. So we're still going to do this. There was an option to making a Zen state and CNCing instead, but I think it's still worth the 7 damage we're pushing through. Because this is unpreventable. So I'm counting this as 7. Yeah. And then on our turn, we can still... on our turn, we can still traverse and make a Zen state if we need to. We don't need to make it on our turn. Yep, so they have to give us a card now, which is brutal for them. And we're fighting through the Zen state. This runs on me pretty well this turn, honestly. We still have 6 armor on them as well. And we took a lot of cards out of their hand. Got traverse out of the way. We're in a pretty good position, honestly. Then we get Weakest Link with no cards in our hand. The question is, do we want to actually block this and give them any value? Like, do we want to just kind of wait out the Zen state and hope they can't do anything? I think we're fine attacking through the Zen state here, because this is not pushing very much damage at all.
Do you just do, like, well...
So I think the line next turn is going to be spinning... Aspect, pitching this, arsenaling this, and then we can finish with 2 needles for 1, which is fine. If they want to block that, they have to take cards out of their hand still. So we're going to just give them the full information on our hand. The risk here is that they block with Strides and they have Art of War. But we can make a Zen state still because our armor is up. So we're going to start with spinning. Also, Zen mirrors are a lot of fun. I think the Zen mirror is cursed in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of skill expression, especially if you're behind or like... There's like, I guess, a lot of kind of intricate priority kind of exchanges, I guess. We'll send 1 needle here and see if they want to block Strides. If they don't block Strides, I might not send the 2nd needle because they know what our hand is. I can maybe like trick them here.
Right. They're not blocking. I would just like not. I'm
just gonna not risk it because there's a lot of value in just not giving them Strides. If they want to like save Strides for the end, I'm fine with that. Okay, and the Zen state is finally gone, and we have a pretty solid hand with the double harmonies. And I think it was probably right to not... If they're harmonying here, I think it's probably right to not give them the Strides. So they start with a Biting Breeze. The question here is whether or not we want to block. It only creates it in Banish, so it's not a super big concern, and they haven't Art Award yet. Part of me is almost inclined to just eat this. It might be right to block with Traverse here, but I can see arguments against blocking with Traverse. I'm going to go ahead and block with Traverse here. Denying them a Tiger is somewhat relevant. They could punish us by sending like CNC at the end of the chain.
They could have like Chase the Tail on their hand and kind of are banking on that working.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and do this.
If you don't have to make a Zen state, like this is
this is still fine. Pitching a pass over, which means they definitely have another Transcend card in hand. So they have Transcend card. Like, there's no way they pitch this without having another Transcend card. Like, absolutely no way. So this will come in for 5.
You can take 5.
They'll make a tiger. They do the chase line. So they do 5. We're gonna end up taking this. So it's gonna be 5, 4,
9.
plus 1 plus chase is 8. So 5, 4, 8 is 12. So it will put us to 0. The question is, do we want to block any of this? I think we want to block with just like Shuko or Kasaya at the end, maybe not even making his end state. There's also maybe an argument to just block it with Petal here and making his end state anyways, just to soak the damage. I think that might be worth it, honestly, because I think we already have pretty much the win in our hand with Sacred Art plus, the Sacred Art Transcend plus levels. I'm going to do this just to be safe. I'm going to pass, block, hold priority. Reactions.
Do it during the resolution.
Yeah. Wait for the damage to apply, so we'll take the 3 here.
There it is.
Yep. And then we'll go ahead and Zen state this. Notably, the Shuko is also gone, so it's blocking at least 4. And then there's the Path Will Travel that we figured because they pitched a Transcend card. And we don't have to worry about CNC here, so we get our Shuko just permanently for the rest of the game until we need to block with it. Again, I was really looking forward to like having games I lost on stream, which is why I wanted to record it all in one sitting.
Too good at the Zen Mirror.
Too good at the Zen Mirror, apparently. I did lose to Brody, though. Brody got me. That actually taught me the value. Shout out to Brody for teaching me the value of Zen State in the Zen Mirror. Because he made one like turn 2 or something against me. I'm like, oh shit, that's terrible. For me, not for him. That was very good for him. Yep, we're just gonna eat all this. Cool thing we can also do with E-Strike is put a Tiger in our deck. Love doing that. I didn't like E-Strike with the 9 bonds list, but I've liked it a lot on the 3 bonds list. Oh, GG. They are enabling chat. Good thing it's hidden in case they want to cuss us out real quick.
GG's. Yeah, just show them the Sacred Art.
Here, I'll show you the Sacred Art. Let's do up.
You should not do a 4-3 match if they want to do that. That is a lot of games.
Yeah, that's rough. They're saying that they basically didn't draw an Art of War any of the 3 games, which happens. That's part of why the Zen Mirror is cursed. They did have like very good draws though in Disruption, but anyways, we'll end the recording there. Those are some pretty good games, but I do feel kind of bad that they never drew an Art of War. But yeah, thank you all for watching and see you next time.